ready for the hottest show in town. Tune in to Midland 98.3 FM for the ultimate talk experience. It is time for the big talk. Join Omobola Sandra every Wednesday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. as we dive into the forefront of the most sizzling topics, from glitz and glamour of entertainment to the nitty-gritty of politics, to the latest trend in fashion and lifestyle. The big talk covers it all. The big talk, hosted by the dynamic presenter Omobola Sandra. The big talk guarantees to keep you entertained, informed, and hooked. Get ready for engaging conversations and a whole lot of fun. Don't miss out on the pulse of the city on Mainland 98.3 FM. The big talk, where every topic is a big deal.
To get started,
The big talk, where every topic is a big deal.
Yes, it is another edition of the Big Talk on Mainland 98.3 FM. Time check right now is 2 minutes past 10. Apologies we're starting late, but of course, let's get into it. So, in recent times, there's been a lot that has been going on actually in this country. More recently, I think between Monday and Tuesday yesterday, there was the report coming in as regards, a video that went viral from a school in Abuja, where there's just a lot that has been going on as regards that. A video going viral as regards, bullying in a school in Abuja. And with that, a lot has come up. Apparently, the menace of bullying is not new in Nigeria, and it's not something that, is really focused on, or there's a lot of light on it. So apparently, in this country, in Nigeria, school bullying is a serious problem, not just for the people in the school, for even the teachers, for even proprietors of schools, principals. And the truth is, it is becoming a threat that no school should disregard or dismiss at this time now. And apparently there are so many forms of bullying. There's physical bullying, there's verbal bullying, emotional bullying, and also sexual bullying, of so many forms of bullying. And with this video that went viral, and also with statistics coming in as regards, steps that have been taken by Nigeria or by the Nigerian government, or, to try to stem all of this, and even steps that have been taken by different schools in order to try to stem all of this, has also come under spotlight, especially with what happened at Lead British International School in Abuja, where it went viral. Two separate videos, same school, and it's a serious cause for concern. It's what we should do, is what we should talk about now, and that's why we decided to look at the menace of bullying in Nigerian schools. This is the Big Talk on Mainland 98.3 FM. I'll be having a guest joining me very soon to talk about this. It's something that we really need to look into. And if you'd also like to join the conversation, we're live on Facebook and YouTube, so you can drop your comments in the live chat section and let's have a conversation. What do you think? What are your thoughts as regards bullying? Have you experienced bullying? And the ultimate question, that I've been trying to ask my colleagues is, what do you think can be done as regards bullying? Do you think the best way to solve it is report? If you experience bullying, or you see bullying being done, or you know someone who's being bullied, report it to the parents, to school authorities. Or do you think that the person who is being bullied should fight back? What's the best way to fight bullying? Reporting or fighting back? I've been trying to ask that question, trying to understand exactly the thoughts of people as regards bullying. And the truth is, yes, it's not only in schools. We understand that bullying doesn't happen only in schools. Even in workplaces, all right, bullying occurs. Even on the road, bullying occurs on the road. You are driving and, someone tries to, just manipulate or maneuver the road and all of that. One way or the other, bullying occurs. But in schools, especially with what has happened or what has transpired in recent times from Sylvester Oromoni in Darwin College here in Lagos, up till this very moment, where Lead British International School is currently, in the spotlight due to videos that went viral as regards bullying situations. So we'll be having our guests joining in via the phone line very, very soon. I'll be having Dr. BC Esuro. So she'll be joining us. She's the project lead, Safe Schools Initiative, and she's going to be having conversation with us. It's something that they've also tried to tackle. That's the initiative. It's something they've also, tried to tackle one way or the other. And it's something that we also felt that it's important that we talk about it. Research has shown that bullying is prevalent and the rate seems to be increasing every year. What do we do about it? How do we keep our students safe in schools? This is Mainland 98.3 FM. You're listening to The Big Talk. And when I come back from this break, we'll be having our guest with us via the phone line as we discuss further. Stay with us.
To get started.
The Big Talk, where every topic is a big deal.
It's easy to bring normalcy and redecorate a small.
The general elections in 2023 have created conversations and consequences that will live with us for years to come. From the executive to the judiciary, legislature, media, and the people, organized labor, and civil society organizations, issues that will continue to shape the future of our country needs continuous probing and interrogation.
I see the greater objective for the party, and let me tell you, I've told the PDP in some locations that, gentlemen, be careful. Better men have founded parties that have gone into oblivion. Where's the party of Awolowo? Where's the party of Azikwe? Where's PRP of Rimi? Political parties must be nurtured, they must be reinvented, they must be true to their own.
Join Okwayemi Akiode and Said Fuad on Midweek Politics every Wednesday, 1 to 3 p.m. on Mainland 98.3 FM for thought-provoking conversations, voices from the top, engaging interviews, in-depth analysis on all matters around politics, policies, and governance. Midweek Politics on Mainland 98.3 FM, bringing the right perspectives to everything politics. Get ready for the hottest show in town. Tune in to Mainland 98.3 FM for the ultimate talk experience. It is time for the Big Talk. Join Omobola Sandra every Wednesday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. as we dive into the forefront of the most sizzling topics, from glitz and glamour of entertainment to the nitty-gritty of politics, to the latest trend in fashion and lifestyle. The Big Talk covers it all. The Big Talk, hosted by the dynamic presenter Omobola Sandra. The Big Talk guarantees to keep you entertained, informed, and hooked. Get ready for engaging conversations and a whole lot of fun. Don't miss out on the pulse of the city on Mainland 98.3 FM. The Big Talk, where every topic is a big deal.
Follow us on all our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. On Twitter at Mainland FM. We are the sound of Lagos.
Thank you for staying with us. It is still Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos, and you're listening to The Big Talk. My name is Omobola Sandra. It's 11 minutes past 10 as we're trying to, connect with our guest this morning to discuss with us, or to have a conversation with us as regards school bullying and, what exactly bullying is, what it does, the impact it does, on a student or on a child, the psychological impact, the emotional emotional impact, or the mental impact that it has on as they grow, and what the impact it has as well on their development as well. These are the things that we're going to be looking at. We'll also be looking at the role of counseling in schools to help to resolve this issue and all of that. There's just a lot to talk about. So we have joining us via the phone line our guest for this morning, Dr. Bisi Esuroso, Project Lead Safe Schools Initiative. Thank you very much for making our time to join us this morning.
Thank you very much, Sandra. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, so let's just get into it. I know you are an educationist. You've been in the education for a long time. Have you ever had to deal with a case of bullying?
Yeah, bullying. Bullying is very common in amongst teenagers, most especially. And in order to talk about bullying, we need to know the definition of bullying. What is bullying? Very important. I've dealt with bullying a lot of time. There are so many issues about bullying, and it comes in different forms. It may be subtle, it may be direct, it may be physical, it may be psychological. So that bullying is a big issue in school that needs to be tackled, especially in the secondary school. Hello? Yeah.
Yes, I'm with you.
Hold on a minute.
Hello? Okay. Well, as we try to reconnect with her, of course, I mean, it's not something that is, I don't think it's something, one way or the other, we've all experienced it, either in primary school, when we're in primary school, or when we're in secondary school, even in the tertiary institution as well. There are scenarios where, bullying also comes in to play. And as I mentioned earlier, there's so many ways that a person can be bullied. It's not only verbal bullying, and it's not only physical bullying, because a lot of people just attribute bullying only when you get a punch or you get a slap or something. Apparently, even verbal bullying, that's abusing a person, that's trying to run down the person's confidence, trying to run down the person's complex. Emotional bullying as well, and there's also sexual bullying. One way or the other, we've also gotten reports as regards that one. Yes, in schools as well. But I think at this point now, we all can agree that it's not something that is really, the conversation is not really out there. And we don't know why are people not talking about this enough? We are not talking about this enough. And that's why we decided to bring this up. Okay. Dr. Bisi.
Yeah, thank you very much. Like I said, before we can talk about bullying, and before we can bring up the conversation properly, people need to understand what bullying is. We need to define what bullying is. Even though there is no legal definition of bullying, but it can be described as unwanted behavior from a person or group of persons that is either offensive, intimidating, malicious, or insulting. It can be an abuse or misuse of power that undermines, humiliates, or causes physical or emotional harm to someone. So, to sum it up, that is what bullying is. So, it can be exclusion, because some children will exclude a particular child from play. I don't want to play with you. That's how it starts. Right? You're not my friend. That's bullying, right? Oh, you're dumb. Oh, you look stupid. Oh, that's not funny. You can bully children because it depends on also the individual that has been bullied, the victim. Because every child is different and they are sensitive to different things. So, bullying is peculiar, to individuals, because what we consider as bullying, somebody else may not even notice it because they are not sensitive to it. So, basically, dealing with bullying in school requires a very robust strategy that encompasses physical, emotional, psychosocial, and also surveillance. The schools need to have policies in place. They need to have effective communication of that policy to all the members of the school community. And also, they need to have a responsive system in place so that if a case of bullying is reported, they quickly will respond to it and carry everybody along. When I say everybody along, I mean the parent. Parental partnership is key.
Right.
So, and schools have a legal duty of care towards their pupils.
Okay.
By bullying amongst children. Parents and parents also have a vital role to play in supporting their child who may be at risk of being bullied and preparing that child to identify and monitor, signs of bullying and know how to stand up for themselves, And so, bullying is not something that we can just use one solution fits all. It's specific to the type of children that we have, to the mixture of children we have, to their temperament, to their personality, and also to the environment, right? And the approach and the positive approach of staff is key in ensuring that significant positive changes are made in schools towards bullying.
Like what? What are these significant changes that can be made, to resolve this? Because, you mentioned just now that we need to bring people together. And I actually even have an insert here where it states that, students were saying that some teachers are even aware of bullying situations. They know the bullies. They know who the
most teachers, to start with, our environment, the entire Nigeria environment, right, is a toxic environment where people are being bullied, right? There's bullying in the society. The policeman will stop you and bully you. Your boss bullies you at work, right? Your friends bully you. Your neighbor oppresses you. So we need to start talking about bullying as a societal ill. It starts from home. The children witness their mom being bullied by their father, right? They witness their neighbor bullying their parents because their parents are not as wealthy or as well-to-do as their neighbor. So in our country, in our society, bullying is rampant, right? But we can begin to talk about it in schools, especially first and foremost, the starting premise is to ensure that schools create a safe and stimulating learning environment where all children feel valued and where unacceptable behavior, there are policies that are clearly communicated to the pupils as well, and where teachers must lead by example. When I say teachers must lead by example, is that there should be no bullying from teachers. There should be no intimidating of students. There should be no screaming at children. There was a time I went to a very, very expensive school in Ikeja. I went there to conduct a safety audit. And a child in the early years sector was fascinated with our uniform because we wore the PPE, the high visibility vest. And this little child, about 4-year-old, came and started talking to my colleague and touching our high visibility vest, and they were playing in the playground. And all of a sudden, the supervisor of the nursery school started yelling at the boy, started calling him. I would just call the boy Daniel. That's not his name, his real name. Mm-hmm. Oh, Daniel, stop that! Come here! You talk to stranger. I was appalled because for that kind of school, they pay millions per term. I do not expect a teacher to be screaming at a 4-year-old because a 4-year-old is talking to visitors. We were not strangers. We were visitors to the school. We had visitors card, so she could not call us strangers because that is inappropriate. Because you need to let children learn appropriately, develop appropriately, so that they are not averse to risk taking. And at the same time, they understand when they are at risk. That child was not at risk. That child was talking to us, right? Mm-hmm. And even if that child needs to leave where we were, right? The supervisor needed to come and calmly and in a caring manner take the child away. You could say, oh, Daniel, it's time for so. Can you say bye-bye to the lady and come over here because you need to do X, Y, Z. So those kind of behavior is not seen as negative amongst peers, amongst professionals in school, but that's bullying. The confidence of that child is being destroyed when you shout at a child, especially when a child is inquisitive. There's nothing wrong in a child being inquisitive. Being inquisitive is good for children. A child that is asking a question about my height, disability, test is an highly cerebral child and should be encouraged to probe more so that they can think and they can provide solutions for us. Right? So we kill children right from early years. When we shout at them, when we scream at them, when we deny them love and
Hello? All right, just a little bit of connection issues there, but you are still listening to the Big Talk on Mainland 98.3 FM. We are with Dr. Bisi Esoroso discussing the menace of bullying in Nigerian schools. And there's a lot, that we're unraveling at this
No, exactly. There's a lot. And also, there should be, every school should be aware of how to create an ethos of care and stimulate children to learn in a positive environment. So, creation of positive environment in school is very, very key to ensuring that we tackle
bullying
in school. So,
right.
You were.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll just let you.
Yes. Okay. Now that that has been established, from the home is very important. From the home and the schools as well. So apparently everybody has a role to play one way or the other. The society, the government,
everybody, even the society.
All right, but
everybody.
In a bullying situation, say for example now, because let's focus now on schools, because of course we know that most of all these things, they say charity begins at home. A lot of these things are things that they see that has been done in their environment, and they're trying to replicate. Some of them are trying to replicate. Some of them are trying to, replicate what they have seen or what they have experienced. That some of these students.
Yes.
Then now let's look at it, from the angle of the schools. So teachers, the role the teachers play, and also the role of guidance counseling as well in schools. To also step up as regards, bullying. So, and also a situation where a student is being bullied, what are the signs that even teachers can look out for when you see, most people just say, oh, this person is an introvert, whereas some of them, they're just they've been cowered one way or the other by some people who see themselves as superior or some people who see themselves as bigger. So what are the signs that you can even look out for in a child to say, okay, I think we need to pay attention to this child. This child is going through some psychological or mental issues that we need to pay attention to. And also the role of guidance counseling in schools.
Thank you very much. There are a lot of signs that you can pick up. And teachers and educators need to be trained to understand. To start with, they need to be trained to know how to observe children for those signs. Children need to be observed. What I notice in Nigeria is that teachers just go into the classroom to teach. They are not concerned about the well-being of the pupil in most cases, right? There are certain indicators and there are certain checklists that can be given to tutors, class tutors most especially, because they spend more time with the students. They can look for signs of withdrawal, sign of being quiet unusually, sadness in the face, scratches and marks on the body, telltale marks that could not be explained, because sometimes the child will not want to stay because they're scared, because the bully will come back and attack them again. So when a child has injury on their body, physical injury, marks, or their uniform is dirty, maybe they've been pushed or rough-handled, uniform is rumpled, so many things like that. You need, or a child is not eating, a child is being withdrawn, a child doesn't want to join in the play, or a child doesn't want to join a group when you ask them to work together. Those are subtle signs, of something going amiss. And what the teacher needs to do is to find time to either work with that child one-on-one and listen to the child. Listen to the child and use several questioning techniques to get the child, to get the truth out of the child. You need to ask the same question in different ways to tease out the correct situation. Because if you ask directly, some children might be shy or coward or scared or fearful, and they don't want to say. So those are the ways that you can. Those are the signs that you can see. You need to, and then they need to listen to the person being bullied or who is reporting. And children also need to be taught how to snitch, because one bad thing about teenagers is that they don't like to snitch on one another. They don't like to be called snitching. But there are times when snitching is positive. So we need to provide guidance for the children themselves to understand when to snitch. And then we need to listen to the parents. We need to carry parents along. We need to let parents tell us when if they think that child is being abused or is being bullied, or if their child comes home to report anything, they must not take it lightly. They must take everything serious. If a child is raising concern about certain situation or school environment or situation, right? So that's it. That's all we can do for now. But there's a lot.
Okay. All right. Just hang on with us. It's just a connection issue there, not to worry. As we try to reconnect, of course, with Dr. Bisi, this time check right now is 10:30.
And to ensure that they take action. Oh, yes.
Hello? Please carry on.
Yes. Okay. Schools need to take action against the bullies. there must be sanctions. There must be acceptable and unacceptable behavior that's clearly communicated to the children, signed by the parents and the people when the child joins the school. And this needs to be reiterated periodically and regularly during school assemblies, during class sessions, group sessions, any form of opportunity where children are gathered within the school. They must be reminded about the essence of the school, the acceptable behavior, and the school expectations. Right. There must be a positive school-wide ethos, right, towards bullying, anti-bullying. Yeah. The school must be seen to actively discourage bullying, ensure that all teachers and staff have training. They need to understand what sort of bullying is, name calling, snitching. Sometimes when you know somebody's secret and you're gossiping, that's bullying. And it does a lot of emotional damage to individuals and to children's confidence. And it stands in the way of them learning. I was speaking to a young girl recently, 20-year-old. She just left secondary school. And she told me that she got, she got disappointed and frustrated and lost interest in schooling because of bullying. She said she was bullied in school, throughout school. Wow. So bullying is very, very endemic in the school community, and the management needs to be seen to work deliberately. They need to be deliberate about it and carry parents along. Parental partnership is key in tackling bullying in school.
Thank you very much. Parental partnership is very, very important in tackling bullying in school. We need to work together, especially for parents of, those who are considered the bullies. And speaking of the bullies now, Dr. Bisi, what you mentioned something as regards ensuring that there are sanctions for bullies. Anyone? Okay. Are we together? Okay, I think I would have to hold my thought as regards that particular question, because there was something she mentioned earlier on as regards sanctions for bullies. And I just want to ask, should we have more corrective sanctions or punishable or punitive sanctions to people who are considered bullies or people who have bullied people? That's another one, we need to look at, because this young girl who, went or is in the video for slapping her colleague, has been suspended and thereafter was also expelled. And some people feel that expulsion is way too much for bullying. What do you think? Do you think maybe there are other ways that we can actually tackle this problem rather than just throwing the baby away with the bathwater? What do you think? Do you think bullying was too much of a sanction for the young girl in the Lekki British International School scenario? This is the Big Talk on Mainland 98.3 FM, and we're having a conversation as regards the menace of bullying in Nigerian schools. Whether we like it or not, it is happening, it is out there, it is unfortunate, it is wrong, and it should be talked about. It's something that we need to talk about. And also, parents and guardians also need to be very careful what you do in front of your children, in front of your wards, because it is reflective in their own actions. Their action is just a reflection of what they see and what they hear and the environment that they're a part of. All right. So very, very important. As we try to reconnect with Dr. Bisi, I also have something to say, because indication of occurrences of bullying in the Nigerian school system is a testament to what the Nigeria Federal Ministry of Education has been trying to put out, especially as regards bullying, that physical violence, psychological violence as forms of bullying actually do account for 85% and 50% of incidences reported in schools across the country. More prevalent in Nigerian school is punching, slapping, hitting, and then there's also abusing. That was most prevalent as regards, weapons or tools of bullying. But as we all know, it's not just physical bullying that that is applicable. There's verbal bullying, there's emotional bullying, there's also sexual bullying. One way or the other. We have a message here on Facebook from Prince Michael Ali, who said, what do you call making those who cross highways sit on bare ground, or police using horsewhip on civilians? Every undeserved oppression where the bully is stronger is bully, but it's about our second nature. Some girls do get bullied to sex submission. That's where I'm going to. And that's from Prince Michael Ali, sent that message on Facebook. Yes, we're live on Facebook and YouTube, so you can drop your comments in the live chat section as the show progresses, and even as we reconnect with our guest this morning. So we'll take a very short break. When we come back, we'll carry on the conversation, and then we also open the phone line so you can call in and share your experience as regards bullying and what you think can be done. I also still have this question. I still have this question I'm asking. What should be done? What do you think is the best form of resolving this bullying situation? Reporting or fighting back? A lot of people on social media have said, oh, why did the girl just stand there and they're slapping you and you just stood there? Can't you do something for yourself? Can't you fight back? Can't you talk? Can't you defend yourself? Why did that girl just stand there and not do anything? Some people are of the opinion that she should have hit her back. She should have, slapped her own back. That's what some people are of the opinion, that she should have fought back. And then some people are of the opinion she should have reported. But then we have an insert here on how other students actually reported that teachers are aware of this thing. Let's quickly take a look at that, listen rather to that insert. We'll come back. We'll carry on with the conversation. It is still Mainland 98.3 FM. This is the Big Talk, and the Big Talk is the menace of bullying in Nigerian schools in relation to the recent happenings at Lead British International School in Abuja. Stay with us.
This is the Big Talk with Omobola Sandra.
It's easy to bring normalcy and redecorate. It's more difficult.
The general elections in 2023 have created conversations and consequences that will live with us for years to come. From the executive to the judiciary, legislature, media, and the people, organized labor, and civil society organizations, issues that will continue to shape the future of our country needs continuous probing and interrogation.
I see the greater objective for the party, and let me tell you, I've told the PDP in some locations that, gentlemen, be careful. Better men have founded parties that have gone into oblivion. Where's the party of Awolowo? Where's the party of Azikwe? Where's PRP of Rimi? Political parties must be nurtured, they must be reinvented, they must be true to their own ideas.
Join Opeyemi Akiode and Said Fuad on Midweek Politics every Wednesday, 1 to 3 p.m. on Mainland 98.3 FM for thought-provoking conversations, voices from the top, engaging interviews, in-depth analysis on all matters around politics, policies, and governance. Midweek Politics on Mainland 98.3 FM, bringing the right perspectives to everything politics.
Hello Lagos, I am SP Benjamin Hundeyi, Police Public Relations Officer, Lagos State Command. You are listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. If you see something, say something.
When the airwaves in your market become more and more crowded. break it open and really stand out. Broken Air is here.
On Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Lagos.
Get started.
The Big Talk, where every topic is a big deal.
Yes, where every topic is a big deal, and apparently at this time now, bullying is a big deal for us in this country because research has shown that in Nigeria, bullying is prevalent and the rate seems to be increasing every year. This is the Big Talk on Mainland 98.3 FM. My name still remains Omobola Sandra. And we have Dr. Bisi Esoroso with us, project lead Safe Schools Initiative. She's also a very passionate educator, and she has been able to share with us quite a lot as regards, what the school can do, what the people can do, what the parents and guardians can do as regards this bullying situation. But Dr. Bisi, before we went on the break, you were saying something as regards sanctions on the bullies, the school ensuring that there's a strong, stand against bullying. Now, speaking of sanctions against bullies, do you think that we should have more punitive sanctions or corrective sanctions for this bully? Exactly, because
it's always corrective, because a child that's a bully may be damaged. That child may have some emotional or psychological issues as well. So both the victim and the bully, the perpetrator, needs to be worked on. But the bully must not be given too much attention, right? Because some of them bully or misbehave. Some children misbehave because they need attention, because they are seeking attention, because they are ADHD, attention deficiency, hyperactivity deficient. So it's very important that the school applies the specific and appropriate, relevant sanction, right? So, for example, you can't use a sledgehammer to kill the fly, right? So the sanction must be commensurate with the offense, right? So, and it must be established. It must be do's and don'ts. In a school, there must be clear list of do's and don'ts, acceptable and unacceptable behavior. And if the unacceptable behavior is happens, when unacceptable behavior happens, then this is the sanction, and everybody must know. And the school must be fair and consistent. So there must be the same rule for everybody. So it's not that some children are special or seem to be treated differently, right? Maybe because of their color, because of their greed, because of their creed, or because of their parents' wealth, or the pockets of their parents, or because of their religion, or because of their gender. So it's very, very important that it's a specialist area, and we have professionals that we can recommend to go into schools and train the educators. And also parents schools need to provide parental workshops and conferences on bullying, on tackling bullying, on supporting children through bullying or against bullying. All right, so it's a very highly ethical subject. It's not something that can be wished away, and it's not something that you can just approach haphazardly. It's something that needs to be systematically, tackled. with the help of professionals. And that is where the guidance and counseling people come in. You see, guidance and counseling is not just for bullying. And they may not even be able to deal with bullying, because if you have a guidance and counseling certificate, if your expertise is not in the area of antisocial behavior, you will be useless to do anything as regards bullying, because guidance and counseling has very little, very vague in terms of bullying. And in Nigeria, you find out that is the only thing we have in school. Please, I'm on the phone. I can't. I'm on a program, so I can't talk. Hello.
Yes, I'm with you.
Come back, then we talk when I'm off. Sorry about that. Okay. So in Nigeria, the only thing with that use as a decoration to say that they care about the well-being of a child is guidance and counseling. That is not enough. Because I've been to school in the course of my career. I've been to schools in Nigeria, maybe to audit them or to carry out investigation following an incident in school, and I realized that the only thing, the guidance and counseling staff don't even know their role. They don't even know why they're there. There is not even structure. They're there, but they don't have a structure. They don't have the protocol. There are no procedures for certain things that are borders around their role. So there's a lot. I'm telling you, this is a new ground in Nigeria in education that we need to look at, because the majority of the catastrophe that we have in schools stem from bullying. Right? Children stand a risk of killing themselves, committing suicide if they become depressed. Because young children, teenagers, suffer depression a lot because of their hormonal change, because of what is happening in their body. So it's very, very important that school pays particular attention to bullying and ensure that it's eradicated and promote positive behavior. So it's better to lay emphasis on positive behavior and do reward and sanction, and incentivize, positive behavior, right? Give awards, give little gifts, do it on a regular basis every week, celebrate recognize achievement in that area, not academics only, So those are the strategies that can be put in place, but it needs to be done in a systematic and deliberate manner.
Thank you so much, Ms. Dr. Bisi. It's been quite an interesting conversation I've had with you this morning as regards bullying. But before we wrap things up, there's a question that I want to, use to wrap things up now, which is a lot of Nigerians watched the video of a girl bullying another, student in a school just some 2 days yesterday, and it really went viral. And some people are of the opinion that sometimes you need to fight back when you're being bullied. What do you think about that?
It depends on individual. Okay. You can't say that. It depends on individual. Some people cannot fight back because they are passive. They have a passive personality. Those who are aggressive, who are passively aggressive, may be able to deal with it better. Those who are aggressive may become the bullies themselves. So it's very important that all children are taught strategies to deal with bullying. Right? To deal with bullying. Why are we here, sir? We're supposed to be the SG 18, HDE. S for sugar, G.
Hello?
Hold on a minute.
Okay. All right. As we begin to wrap things up this afternoon, or this morning rather, for those, if you'd like to join the conversation, we still have a few more minutes to go, so you can drop your comment in the live chat section on Facebook and YouTube. We're live at Mainland 98.3 FM. Just like to drop your own 2 cents as regards bullying. Maybe you've experienced it. Maybe you've seen people who are experienced or going through it. Hello? Okay, well, maybe you've experienced it, maybe you've seen people going through it, and you just want to, share your own thoughts as regards it, especially
sorry about that.
In the wake of what happened yesterday. Yes, I'm with you.
Yes, you see, we cannot force every child to be who they are not. We can't, right? So what we need to do is put together a strategy to tackle bullying as a community, as an education community. So in a school, everybody must be on the lookout for one another, right? So if a bullying is happening, people watching it must not be passive. They must stop it, intervene, and report it. And when it's reported, it must not be swept under the carpet. It must be given prominence, right? It must. Everybody must know that the school will not tolerate any act of bullying. Parents need to be called in swiftly. So the bullying needs to be isolated, either internally or externally, depending on the level of the offense, right? And the type of behavior. So we cannot just say every child should stand up, because if we are teaching children to stand up, what we're breeding more bullying. Okay? We're breeding more, and then it will be very difficult to control, and you will just be having lots of affray within the school. That is fighting and unruly behavior. What we want is to promote positive behavior.
Okay.
SG18. Yes.
All right.
SG18.
Thank you, Dr. Bisi. I think we can wrap up at this point now. Thank you so much for.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm so sorry about this.
No issues. Of course, we understand. All right. Well, I think we can wrap things up with our guest at that point now. We still have a few more minutes to go. So if you'd like to join the conversation, of course, 0913 6000 410. That is the number to call, and you can join also on Facebook and YouTube. We are live on those platforms. You can drop your contributions there as we begin to wrap things up this morning rather, on the menace of bullying in Nigerian schools. As a student, have you ever been bullied by your fellow students, or or given less attention because they feel you are not up to standard? Because apparently it's not just students bullying students now. Dr. Bisi even mentioned it, that there are some teachers who also bully students as well. Students even bully teachers also. These are the issues. Have you ever felt like, maybe your fellow students don't like or appreciate you for who you are? And or is there something that you have noticed as regards, double standards? Maybe there's something that normally they would have done for this person, but, they didn't do it for the person. But when it comes to your turn, they do it to you. If you have ever experienced this, I just want you to know that you're not alone. And there is a time to stand up against this. This is the time actually for us to stand up against this, for us to speak as one against bullying. In South Korea, for example, bullying is one of their biggest issues there. But, the contradictory scenario that I see is the fact that when you now grow up and then you are, in one spotlight or the other, your bullying issues from your past always comes to bite you. That's one thing that I've noticed in South Korea. Yes, bullying is a big issue for them in their schools. It is a serious issue. People commit suicide. It is that bad. But then by the time they grow up and then you're in the spotlight, these same issues that, was supposedly made you a big don when you were in school then, became a serious issue that blocked success for a lot of them, blocked achievements, blocked endorsements, and all of that. So why do we have to wait until people go through this before there are measures or sanctions that are being taken? It should be done now. We should do something about it now. The time to do something about it is now. So, if you just like to drop your 2 cents, just one call, and then we wrap things up for the day. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Please. Your radio. Okay. All right, Omobola from Bariga. Please go on.
Yeah. Please, concerning that bullying. In fact, I love the conversation with the doctor. It's very nice one. So at the same time, I think teachers also need to be trained. Because I've seen a male teacher bullying the female student by allowing them to raise their clothes up and beating their buttocks. Is that supposed to be so in school? Please. Some teachers are just there. They don't know why they are there. And they are not trained. They just think they can take law into their hands. Normally, cane is prohibited in the school.
Yes. A lot
We
of
don't have to bully any student. There are several punishments to offer children that misbehave. Not to be bullying to the extent of harassing them sexually, the female one.
All right.
I think they need strict action on those male teachers that is doing such. Even the female, we have some female that bully the younger ones. In school, I watch a film. The teacher don't know that the school is on CCTV. She's correcting the young girl to clean the table for writing something on the table, and she continues slapping the little girl like mad. It's the CCTV that now showed all that happened. The girl can get home and another thing will come up. The parent will not know what will have happened in school. This is not for the CCTV.
Okay. All right.
Please, bullying should be taken care of properly.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. There's a lot to unpack, from all that we have learned today as regards bullying. Everybody is complicit. Everybody is responsible, from the parents to the teachers to the school proprietors to the society to you and I. We all have our role to play. Children deflect, our actions, our words, whatever it is that we do. It's reflective in theirs as well. So when they see what you do, they try to replicate it one way or the other. Or even someone who is going through something at home and they try to pour it out on another person. So at the end of the day, be kind. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. Be kind to one another. Be kind to everyone. And I mentioned something earlier. Bullying is not just in school, even in workplaces as well. Bullying is a big issue. All right, where you have subordinates bullying, each other, colleagues bullying each other, superiors bullying subordinates, and all of that. So be kind. If you can be anything, just why don't you choose to be kind rather than trying to exert your own pain and hurt another people? I leave us with this. I leave you with this as I wrap things up today. Join me again next week, Wednesday by 10 a.m. as we have the Big Talk on Mainland 98.3 FM. My name is Omobola Sandra. Be kind.
Knowledge is power. Information is key. And that is why we aim to unlock the doors of opinion, unveiling the story.